Yes, I know we are already running late, so sorry for that. But I won't take more than a few minutes. There's a book called Good to Grow, Good to Great by Jim Collins. So, in that, the author has analyzed, done some research on companies who have sustained more than 100 years. These are multinational companies across the globe. And they've gone through so many downturns in the history, right? There have been world wars and many geopolitical situations, economic cycles, depressions. But even then, those companies have survived and grown over the last 100 years, 150 years, and even 200 years. And even in India, we have companies like the Tatas and the Birlas. Question is, what was the management quality or the core qualities of this management which have led to these companies survive and sustain and grow over a period of 100, 200 years? आप सोचो 200 साल से कंपनी चल रही है, कितनी जबरदस्त कंपनी का फाउंडेशन ले किया होगा, am I right? एक जनरेशन नहीं, 5, 6, 7 जनरेशन से कंपनी चल रही है और ग्रो हो रही है. Look at our own companies in India, the Tatas and the Birlas, fantastic. I mean, really, applauding what they have been doing. So what are the core qualities of the management? And then after doing a lot of research, they come out with a conclusion. The two common core qualities across the management of these companies, across 100 years and more, two common qualities, okay, are fierce resolve and humility. They said with these two characteristics and two qualities, the management has displayed, this management has embraced, these companies have been able to survive and sustain and grow over a period of 100 to 200 years. Now, fierce resolve is all about determination, and humility is a very spiritual virtue. It is not a management virtue, right? So I'm really happy that you started this seminar with some blessings and some real wisdom guidance from a spiritual guru or a saint. Because humility is not something that you can acquire in a management school. Humility is not something that you can acquire in some training course. It is all about our internal character. But fierce resolve, which is again very internal, a strong determination, and humility are the two core qualities which have really led this management, the company, to sustain and grow on an endurable period. So if you really want to scale up over a period of time and managing stress all through the journey, these two qualities are very important. That's number one. Number two, for scaling up and managing the stress, I think one important factor is think about yourself whether you are in the business or on the business. I know some people would say, मैं तो अकेला हूँ, मेरे साथ तो कोई है नहीं, मुझे ही सब कुछ करना पड़ता है, मार्केटिंग भी मुझे देखना पड़ता है, क्लाइंट सर्विस मुझे करना पड़ता है, जैसे बताया डॉक्यूमेंटेशन मुझे करना पड़ता है, पैसा भी मुझे लेने जाना पड़ता है, देना भी जाना पड़ता है, वगैरह वगैरह, right? That's not the problem. Whether you are alone or you got a team, 2, 5, 10, 15, 20 people, doesn't matter. How deeply are you entrenched into your business, and are you on the business? That's a very important factor to decide whether you can scale up or not. Because if you're deeply entrenched in the business, it's going to be very difficult for you to scale up. You have to step out, stay away a little bit, be on the business, have a big picture view of the business, and then decide how you can scale up, whether you have the capability, whether you have the capacity, and how you want to sort of build the resources, how you measure that journey of scaling up. But for that, you got to detach yourself and be on the business instead of being 100% full-time in the business. And then when you be on the business, you can decide what kind of resources you want, what kind of support system you want, whether you want a partner, you want some key managers, etc., the kind of resource you want. You can delegate some of this stuff, you can trust people to execute, you can just supervise. At the same time, constantly you have your focus on your journey to scale up. But the most important point is, are you in the business or on the business? So if you really want to scale up, I would suggest take some time out, get some space for yourself. Don't be completely 100% entrenched in the business. Spend some time and be on the business. Okay, there's one person, very senior person in my company or the organization. Got a very, very big job, global job in the organization. He said, I want to sort of run this organization in this fashion. And he, in his calendar, Every 2 weeks, he put an hour of no meetings, no phone calls, no conference calls, not even in his room. He would go in a coffee shop, sit alone, even give the mobile to his secretary, have a coffee, whether it's Starbucks or wherever, and only think about what is he doing, what he was supposed to do, what is the purpose, what is the vision, how he's spending time, what he wants to do next week, next month, next 2 weeks, next month, next quarter, next year. But he wants to find space, and that is the reason he just steps out and spends an hour in a coffee shop. Now we all can do that in our home, in our office, whatever it is. It's difficult, not easy. Because he told me that at some point of time he still got drenched into it, and then he had to struggle back and sort of get out of it and get back to his schedule of spending an hour, 15 days, once in 15 days, and focusing on the big picture and the big vision. Scaling up, are you in or out? It's very easy. My Guruji, the compare introduced that I'm a follower of Swaminarayan Saint. That's how I came in contact and came as the opportunity to come here. His name is Hariprasad Swamiji, very holy divine guru of Swaminarayan sect. उन्होंने एक अच्छी बात मुझे बताई थी कि वो एक जगह गए थे एक स्कूल में. मैं एक छोटी सी बात बताता हूँ. और स्कूल में जाने के उन्होंने पूरी स्कूल की एक फैसिलिटी दिखाई. जो वहाँ के डीन थे, वहाँ के जो मेन मैनेजर मतलब डीन थे, ट्रस्टी थे, बहुत सारी फैसिलिटी दिखाए. बोले आपको स्कूल कैसा लगा? तो वो तो बहुत अच्छा लगा. लेकिन वो डीन ने एक छोटी सी जगह भी दिखाई थी. वो स्वामी जी को बताया था कि ये छोटी सी जगह, एक छोटा सा रूम है, वहां पे मैं हर रोज आधा घंटा बैठता हूँ और अपने आप से बात करता हूँ. बहुत छोटी सी बात है लेकिन बहुत गहरी और डीप बात है. बहुत अच्छी फैसिलिटीज है स्कूल में वगैरह सब है, चिल्ड्रंस के लिए एयर कंडीशन है, सब चीज है. लेकिन जो धीरे से पता है कि एक छोटी सी रूम है जहां पे मैं आधे घंटे रोज बैठता हूँ और अपने आप से मैं बात करता हूँ. तो गुरुजी ने हमें ये बताया कि मुझे उनको पूछा कि आपको सबसे अच्छी चीज कौन सी लगी. तो गुरुजी ने बताया कि मुझे सबसे अच्छी चीज ये जो आप आधे घंटे रूम में बैठते हो ना, वो अच्छी लगी. और वो रूम बड़ा सिंपल था, लेकिन जो अपने आप से बात करता है, जो अपने लिए टाइम निकालता है, then that person has greater ability and acquires greater capacity to manage stress and scale up. Okay, that is very important, which is why find space for yourself, that is very important. मैं लास्ट अपना एग्जाम्पल बता के अपनी बात करूँ. सेकेंड रिमाइंडर, if I don't close very quickly, I won't be called again. So, and I want to maintain relations. It's okay if I don't call. I'm not called. At least I want to maintain a good relations with you all. Scaling up. मेरी पर्सनल लाइफ की मैं बात करता हूँ, मेरा पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस करके मैं पूरा करता हूँ. आई एम नॉट इन बिजनेस, आई एम अ बैंकर, आई एम इन सर्विस फॉर द लास्ट मोर देन 25 years. I got kept out and I went through some stress in my job. Everybody goes through that. As I said, stress is not avoidable. And then all of a sudden my Guruji said, मैं एक चीज बताऊंगा before I conclude this incident. Scale up and manage stress. Have a good friend. If you really want to do that, have a good friend, have a good mentor. And someone who is not necessarily from your industry. That's very important. Then you are able to manage stress and scale up both together. And that mentor and that person should be someone who knows you inherently, who knows what levels you are, what really makes you excited. That is the important. He has to know that you for a very, very long time. So, thank you. So what was I saying? I got that. Mentor. Who knows you inherently and knows you what really excites you, what really makes you passionate. That is the person I'm talking about, not somebody who's like your mother and uncle and father and brother and sister and even wife. Maybe one of them, could be any one of them, okay? But I personally believe all these things get combined if you have a guru in your life. Whatever sect, religion you follow doesn't matter, you have a guru in your life. Someone who's really a good saint, a good guru, who can be a friend and mentor and a guide and a philosopher. And who knows you inherently, internally and can really help you to deal with the stress and at the same time scaling up. Scaling up your business, etc. can only be done if you are in a position to scale up individually yourself first. If you don't scale up yourself, there's no way you can scale up your business. And which is why I come back to the point, it's about individual leadership. So I got stressed out a little bit in my office, and I was feeling capped out, and that I was not able to scale up. And all of a sudden, my Guruji, Hariprasad Swamiji, see one small sentence can really make a huge impact, make difference, which is I have a Guru. He just told me that you should thank God that you are in a wonderful job. That's all he said. You should thank God that you have a wonderful job. Arey bhaiya, I'm stressed out. And I was looking at outside, whether to change or not and what to do. And I was feeling I was kept out, no growth, etc. And he said, you should thank God that you have a wonderful job. It sounds so contradictory. But then I thought about it, and I was guided by other people like Ankit Bhai and Vasan Bhai, that what that really means. Because sometimes these words have a very deep meaning and you reflect on it. Again, if you want to stress and scale up, you got to build that habit of reflection, reflecting yourself, right? Finding space. So I thought, and then I said, okay, let me take it very positively. Let me take it very constructively. I know it's a stressed out conditions, but let me think like there's an opportunity for me to grow and scale up professionally and individually. And then my Guruji is on top of it saying that you should thank God and consider as something that you are doing for your God. So I thought about it, changed myself, put in small changes into myself, my way of dealing with my people, with my team members, with my other stakeholders and so on and so forth. And after a couple of months, there was some perceptible change in my attitude, my performance and so on and so forth. Ultimately, he nudged me, inspired me to change my attitude, change my perception and become more positive and become more constructive. And these things, once I started applying, it showed perceptible change and it helped me to improve my performance and my relations with my fellow employees and so on and so forth. So the point is, if you really want to manage stress and scaling up, I think it's very important to have leadership characteristics developed within oneself, to have a good friend, a mentor, or maybe a saint in your life. Find space to think about the challenges you have and the way you want to scale up, the vision you want to have. Create a vision, and I think that it's possible to manage stress as well as scaling up. So I don't think I will be able to provide a deep insight into all these concepts because each of these concepts are very deep and take very long time. But I once again thank you and allowing me this opportunity and thank you all. Thank you.